episode 10 of Time Management Tips for Beginners series. It's the final episode. Today we're talking about creating habits. Now, I'm Val Quickman if you didn't already know. Last day of the series. I hope you guys learned a lot. We'll be starting a new one tomorrow, so stay tuned. But today we're talking all about making a schedule and making it part of a good healthy habit for you. All the tips I've taught you, we're going to bring it into actually planning out your week. And you can plan out your week on a Sunday and schedule in like 30 to 45 minutes to plan it out. Put in all your activities and everything you must do during the week, and also add in things that you want to do, as in goals and or maybe a date night or whatever your goal was that we chose in the first couple episodes. 45 minutes to do that, and put it all on a schedule. Now, if you don't have a schedule, I have templates that I put on there ready to print out. You can go back to episode 3, I believe, was when I handed it out. You can use paper or digital. In paper, I suggest getting a planner and getting like a good planner. I'm going to put a link in the replay in my blog post that has this video. That also has a link to an awesome planner that's called an Action Day Layout Planner, and it's actually relatively cheap. It's cheaper than most of the ones I found. It actually has a spot for journaling, which is one of the things I talked about. Is a spot for a calendar, and it also has a spot for goals, and it goes over it, and it breaks down your goals for you. It's really awesome. It's totally like one of the best planners I've probably ever seen. So I'll put and it's cheap because we all need cheaper. I've seen them for like over $50. This is, I think it's $25. So I'll put the link in the replay in the blog post later on, so you can get one of those planners, because it's awesome. If you're not like a paper person, some people like have to write it down in order to like let it sink in. I'm a digital person, and I use on my phone, I use iCal because I have a Mac, or Google Calendar. You actually can get an app for your Mac for that, and they link together. So using a calendar is great because you can set it up that way. I actually have a whole video on it and another training that I was doing, so maybe I'll put that out there later for you guys. Here's the thing, we do like New Year's resolutions every year, and most things happen is you set up a plan to get there. I'm not going to do I'm going to work out every day for a year. That is such a long period of time. That's 12 months. It's 365 days. Things are going to come up and happen, and you might be working out for a week and reach your goals, and then you're stuck, and you don't have another plan. A year is a long time to hold someone accountable for something. So what I like to do, and I got this concept from reading the book, The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran. Awesome book. I'll put a link in there if you want to read it too. It helps you break down. A year is no longer 12 months. It's now 12 weeks. So every 4 months you're reevaluating your plan. So like, say you want to lose weight or have a better relationship with your husband, you're actually checking it. Every 12 weeks is a year. So after 12 weeks you reevaluate, and then you see where you are with your goal, and then you make another plan to move forward, and you have action steps, and you check them every week. At the end of every week you follow up and see if you made progress towards your goals, because you have like a plan in action. So every 12 weeks you check on it, and it's actually a lot easier to deal with any long-term goal you have because it breaks it down. Every week you check it and all your goals and your activities and everything, and you see where you're at. And I like to use the 80-20 rule. I'm sure you've heard of it. If you haven't, the concept is 80% of all your activities and your goals and your steps that you're doing to work towards it. If you did 80% of that, you're winning. Don't worry about the 20% can roll forward. But as long as you're meeting 20% of your goal, you're doing better. You're doing way better than you probably were before if you're meeting 80% of what you're supposed to be doing. So in time management and in goal setting, the 80-20 rule is awesome to use. My next series is going to be healthy meal prep. So this is actually can tie in with what we just talked about. Is when you're making a plan, we're adding meal prep to that schedule now. So I'm going to talk about how I meal prep, maybe even give you some recipes, a schedule, maybe even a training class. Yeah, tons of good stuff coming up this week, so stay tuned. If you have any questions, please always leave them in the comments, and actually look for the replay. It's going to be a blog post with an image that says episode 10 on it. And with a link to the 12-week year in there, and a link to that action layout planner that I was talking about. So have a good day, everybody. Remember, discover your power.